Thanks for listening to the AZ12 podcast. Big shout out to Alex Rabb for making the video intro and to the great Mason Douglas for that song, W-I-L-D, Cats, obviously with a little bit of an assist from an ex-U of A player as well. All right, Arizona wins 72-67. At the end of the day, a win is a win is a win in the Big 12. We're going to start off with the good, and then we're going to get to some things that are very annoying for Mr. Mike Luke. Maybe more annoying for Mike Luke than many other people. But Sheer, Ben One White, Arizona won. You're 2-0 now in the conference, and you take wins any way you can get them. This wasn't pretty, but you take it any way you can get it. We'll get to my bad Henry, David. Go ahead, Sheer. And Ben.
Yeah, look, at the end of the day, like we talked about it yesterday, you anytime you win a road game in the Big 12, it's a big deal. It just is. Like this, this isn't like Cincinnati was sold out, great atmosphere. Arizona took them out of the game. Then the game got close, and obviously the atmosphere was back on again. Cincinnati was ranked coming off a loss, so Wes Miller had their attention. And Arizona went in there, and I realized what happened in the second half, but in the first half, they whooped the crap out of a good Cincinnati team.
Yeah, Ben One White.
Yeah, they controlled the game. For the majority of it, they're leading into the second half, and I give them credit because Cincinnati sure had no ability to score there or get even good looks because every single shot they were taking, it just wasn't going in. And you thought to yourself, okay, Arizona's up 19 at some point, but how much longer can Cincinnati continue to really shoot this poorly? So I thought it would tighten up to some degree there in the second half. I didn't think it would get as close as it did. But again, we have to go back to our expectations. We have to go back to what we know about this team and the fact that there are a lot of limitations. And when it comes to lineups in the front court, I know we're going to be talking a lot about that. When it comes to turnovers, when it comes to just inconsistent offensive play, I mean, all of that was a factor. And I thought if Cincinnati shot a little bit better, they probably win this game. But at the same time, to Shear's point, a win is a win. You're 2-0 in the Big 12, and you just got to take it a game at a time at this point.
Oh, Eric L. Day, the lovely Eric L. Day. We're going to talk a little Arizona women's basketball. Big victory. Follow Eric L. Day on Twitter. All right. Now we're going to start off with good stuff because then I'm going to get very annoyed. I am going to get very annoyed. But first thing though that we need to talk about though, the My Bad Henry movement is here. It is here. Sheer and I basically said that we needed to see it one more time. Henry is a difference maker. Henry blocks shots. Henry's finishing around the hoop. This is a difference. This is just he's a difference maker. My Bad Henry. It is fully here. Hashtag the movement. Put it in writing. All of that, Jason Sheer.
I can't believe I'm going to say this, Mike. Well, I mean, I can't. But their offense was better when they ran it through Henry.
Yes.
Because of Henry's passing ability. With Cincinnati did a great job with its ball pressure. Henry was able to bring the ball on top. His vision was great. Cody James Martin just texted us, Mike. Henry led the team in like everything, right? He not points, but he had 8 rebounds, led the team, 4 assists, led the team, didn't turn the ball over as a big man. Yeah, my bad, Henry. We've done it. We said we would do it. It is in full effect. Henry, we apologize.
Yes, we apologize. The My Bad Henry movement is here. And how many My Bads have there been? The official My Bads. There's been My Bad Pella, My Bad Gunner. Is he the
My Bad Pella was all you. I was a Pella supporter the whole time.
Yeah, that's true.
Our 2 that we've had together was Gunner and Henry.
Yes. Okay. Ben One White, you are in on this as well, though. The My Bad Henry movement is here.
He's the last man standing, and he's doing a heck of a job with that role. Arizona's not in this game without him. I thought rebounding was good for the majority of that first half. The second half was obviously a disaster. But, yeah, I mean, to Shear's point, this team likes to play inside out, right? And if you can get the ball to him and get some scoring opportunities going, that's what you want there. And I was really excited. I felt like Mike Luke. I was jumping out of the couch there in the living room screaming at the TV when he had that dunk to end the first half. So that was really exciting.
Yes, it was very exciting. Now, we'll talk about it again because this is obviously good stuff. I have some very big annoyances, though, that are coming into fruition, and we must talk about them. I do not understand, and this is clearly something that Tommy Lloyd likes because he goes to this lineup way too often. I do not get it when you have Trey Townsend and Tobe Awaka out there. I can't have 2 Gene Edgarsons out there that don't really do much. And every time he goes to that lineup, Cincinnati went on a run, and they went on a run almost immediately. When you have, again, Shearer, you made a rare good point where you said that, I guess it's okay with one. I can't have them both out there. And their plus minuses, and again, it's an overrated stat. I get that, but we're going to use it when we like it.
Yeah,
here.
it's like PFF. Yeah,
yes.
Use it when we like it.
But man, their plus minuses are terrible. What are we doing here?
The biggest thing is, and Mike, this is going to upset you, but it has to be said. The spacing when Townsend and Awaka are on the court together is non-existent.
Well, I'll even go a step further. They don't do anything. They don't rebound. They don't finish around the basket. If they finished around the basket or something, I could be all with it. They don't do anything. That's my problem.
Our boy Tucson Clip said it great on the board. Trey Townsend doesn't rebound out of his area.
He doesn't rebound in his area. How many times do you see somebody just reach over him and get it?
But it is a thing when you are an athletic four, you'll go grab a rebound out of your area. With Trey Townsend, if it's out of his box, he cannot rebound. And Awaka's rebounding has not been good lately either, Mike. He didn't rebound well last game. And then this game, he only had 4 rebounds. They're not doing anything. If they're in there rebounding or playing defense, whatever, you can get away with it. But one time is a coincidence. 15 times isn't a coincidence. This lineup is bad. Arizona. It is. If Arizona lost this game, we only talked on the phone 6 times during the game.
Yeah, I know.
If Arizona lost this game, the sole reason would have been that lineup.
And why does he not? Tommy Lloyd, listen, there's a lot of people. I hope Tommy Lloyd's here forever. I know some people don't like Tommy Lloyd. I like Tommy Lloyd. But man, Ben White, this makes no sense. My mother even messages me and she says, why doesn't he see this? It's just bizarre.
Janet knows ball.
She does.
She does. Yeah, she knows ball more so than all of us.
Yes.
I think it's a couple of things. One, I think maybe there's some hesitation just because of how new Bryant and Vasar are to their roles. Granted, they've done a good job in both, but I think maybe to Shear's point, it's kind of reverse engineering in the sense that, okay, you think that you have those two on the floor to space the floor and get some more offense out of what you're trying to run, but that hasn't been the case at all. To your point, with all the limitations. So, they're going to have to do something inevitably, right? I would imagine, from a minutes standpoint, Bryant saw probably, I think, the most he's seen, and then Henry Vasar is going to be the forefront of that front court. So you're going to have to ride with those two guys. But yeah, Arizona easily let up 15 plus points when those two were in the game throughout various stretches. So it's a problem. I also just think Lloyd's probably trying to figure out how do you balance those minutes, because you don't want to have somebody like Vasar in the game too long, because if he gets into foul trouble, Arizona's in trouble and they're probably losing whatever game they're in.
And I do wonder, Ben, on that point, if Carter Bryant isn't in foul trouble, do we see more minutes for him and less for Townsend?
Well, there is one thing that we definitely know is that there is not a Carter Bryant has a much shorter leash for whatever reason. If he makes a mistake, he's generally pulled pretty quickly. Not all the time.
Fouls, Mike.
I know, but
I get what you're saying, but I think that this game is hard to judge that. Because I think if he doesn't have foul trouble, he's playing 25, 30 minutes today.
I would certainly hope so. And again, Carter Bryant, we need to talk about Carter Bryant, though. Carter Bryant is, that is a shooter. Your good pal, William Brad Alice, good friend of Shelby Shear, helped out the Shear family a lot over the years. He made the point too about what a good, he's going to be the dude that at some point you're going to have a 6 or 7 3-point game from him at some point. He's good.
The difference in confidence between Carter a month ago and Carter now was on display today. A month ago, Carter doesn't take that 3.
Right.
Or you're right, the 3 with the guy in his face. He's now done it 2 games in a row. He's Arizona's best shooter from 3. At least it feels that way. And he can get that shot with his size off at any time. Carter has the highest ceiling on the team by far. And when he plays like this and is able to stay on the court more than 15 minutes, Arizona is a significantly better team.
Shelby, I'm just having fun. It's okay.
She's in the other room. She just punched a hole in the wall when you said that.
Know, it's okay. Ben White, what do you got?
Yeah, I think he's important just because outside of Bradley and Love, that third guy is Lewis, and we'll get to him here in a minute, but he's not really giving you anything. So somebody's going to have to step up between that 3 and 4 spot and at least give Arizona some shots consistently. They just haven't had that. And if he can get smart and he can tighten some things up and, not commit as many fouls, granted, the officiating today was all out of whack. I mean, that's a whole other thing we can get into. And there were maybe a couple of fouls on Bryant that I wouldn't have called personally. But again, he's young. I mean, he's phasing into it, right? But the thing about it is you need it to happen a lot quicker than you initially thought just because of the injuries, the limitations you have. But at least knowing moving forward what your best lineup is. And I think you saw that at the end of the game, exactly how they finished, what they're looking to do for the most part moving forward with those guards and Vasar in there. But yeah, I mean, Bryant's going to be huge. He's going to be crucial to what they do in these Big 12 games because they're all going to be tight like this. I mean, there are not many give-me's in this league. And even if Arizona has a big lead like you saw today, things can happen when you have a limited roster. So, yeah, he's very important.
Our good pal Rudy Bastillos that we used to work with at Cumulus. Rudy is one of the biggest Ben One White fans ever. The first time he met Ben One White, he said that Ben One White he's forgot more about sports than Rudy Bastillos even knows. That is true. And Ben One White, he is right. Big fan, Rudy Bastillos, of Mr. Ben One White.
He also, let's not leave this part out, when you were on the radio, he would also call me or you in the producer's booth and ask continuously when Shear was coming on or when the Shear interview would be replayed. He's a big Jason Shear fan as well.
He is. Hey, you want to hear a real quick story, and then we'll get back to it again. My ADHD is possibly veering into the stratosphere, so we need to be very careful here. But he would also during the whole Rich Herrera stuff. Rudy started following Shear on Twitter, and then Shear messages us in group, and he says, "Who's this Rudy Bastillos? Do we like him?" And I said, "Yeah, we actually like him, so we'll keep Rudy Bastillos." Okay, now let's get back to.
I do that so often when somebody new follows me. I just say, should I like this guy or not?
Yes, no, exactly. He's very good though. Okay, where are we at now with? All right, now let's talk about some of the
quad one win, Mike. Arizona finally has a quad one win on its resume.
A win is a win is a win. That's just all I'm going to. That's all we're going to take it from here. Now we need to talk about some of the other players here. I need to be clear about something here. KJ Lewis, he is not taken the step that we thought that he would take. I will give him this though. I don't know that Arizona actually wins this game. I mean, he was really big in the second half. He had 2 or 3 drives to the hoop where it looked like Cincinnati was about to tie it up or get close, and he made it. So I got to give him that. But man, he just hasn't been the difference maker, man. I mean, just don't.
He was good in the second half. I think we have to give him a lot of credit. He came up big in the second half, 9 points in the game. 8 of them were in the second half. The first half, he was non-existent. Yeah, I mean, he just clearly hasn't taken the step that we thought he would take. That's just what it comes down to. But again, we're like a broken record at this point. Rebound, pass, defend, and KJ Lewis can be a very good college basketball player.
Yes, but don't do things you can't do. Ben One White, that is the motto of my life, and it is true. Ben, go ahead.
Sure it is. Yeah, and I think the thing with him is, I mean, they don't ask him to do a whole lot, and what's so frustrating about it is he continuously just screws it up. I mean, the turnovers, I mean, the guy has a hard time dribbling, going to the rim, even just doing that it seems like it's a challenge for him, but you look at him on paper, you look at him how he's built. I mean, he's a long athletic wing. Certainly a guy who, if you just looked at him and you didn't watch him play, you'd say, yeah, I can see that guy playing in the NBA. So again, if he can kind of piece it together and just be a little bit better from a fundamental standpoint, just even that, like, he'll be fine. I mean, he has the skills. He can drive to the hoop. He can defend when he's locked in and when he's not fouling. But yeah, I mean, the regression is there. I think this team really needed him to have a much bigger, consistent role than he's going to have this year. And as a result, it's hurt Arizona in a number of different ways too.
All right, Bear Down Cats. Koa is playing Tucson High on Tuesday at 7 p.m. Yes, this is very annoying, though. Very annoying because Arizona plays at 5. Here's what I'm going to do because everybody knows how tough I am, how grizzled I am. By the way, I want to talk about that Cincinnati student section because I thought they were great. But Arizona, though, I will watch we will do the post game, and then I will jet over to Tucson High, which is about 30 seconds from my house, and I will give a full scouting report. Guess what? I'm probably going to come away with something. Coa Pete's good. Also, hit the like button.
Is Tucson High any good, Mike?
Huh? No.
Is Tucson High
no, they're actually Tucson High and Saguaro, I think, are the two best teams in the city. So it'll be yeah. I don't know what else to say. Sure, you should just do the post game live from my house, and you can go in the other room, and then we will go over to Tucson High.
It's a possibility.
That's actually not a bad idea. I think we should do that. Yes,
Maybe we can do it, and we could sit next to each other.
Yes, that is not a bad idea. Okay, now let's talk about. All right.
Like on the same couch. Me and
yes,
you
no,
next
on
to
the
each
same
other.
couch. I mean,
With
it
Ted
just is what it
Eduardo.
is. Okay. Yes. All right. Now, going forward, then this is something that I think is very important here. Arizona's 15th in KenPom. I know it sounds like it. This feels like the
Did
old.
they really go up 8 spots?
Yeah, I guess.
I need to look at the slide. Oh, they're 14.
14.
Wow.
Oh, yes.
17th offense, 27th defense. They are. I told you, like the analytics, they're going to go up in the net too. Their analytics love Arizona.
Yes. So again, is Arizona? Are we looking at a 2 or a 3 seed if the season were to end right now?
No, but but it goes back to what I said when maybe people just have to start admitting that Arizona lost to some good basketball teams. West Virginia is good. They beat Oklahoma State easily today.
Right.
Who's the other one? Oklahoma is a top is what? I think they play Alabama tonight, so we'll know a little bit more, but they're 12th in the country.
Yes. Arizona's Adam Parker. Arizona's back. Did Arizona ever leave?
One more, Mike. There's one more score that I wanted to say for you.
Right.
Nebraska did dominate UCLA today.
I know they did take that Nebraska ball. Also, somebody in there said that I should just go to the game and my mother should do the post game. Oh, my mom on the post game. What I actually think that my mom would do fairly well, to be honest with you.
Just wait until they hear her Umar Ballo DeAndre Ayton take.
Oh yes, my mom, much bigger fan of Umar Ballo than DeAndre Ayton. That is an interesting one. She's a little outside the box, a little bit outside the box. All right, one thing too that we need to talk about. This team just does dumb things though, and it is annoying. The turnovers are just silly. They're lazy. They're, like the you had multiple KJ Lewis ones. You had multiple KJ Lewis, Caleb Love ones as well. And they're always pick sixes. They're always right back for a dunk immediately. Why is this happening?
Look at you growling. I don't know why it's happening. If I knew why, it would help fix it. But you do make a good point with Caleb Love too.
Thanks.
I said he had to play well for Arizona to win this game. He was 3 of 15 for 12 points. So clearly he didn't play well. Like that makes the win even more. I know they blew the lead, blah, blah, but that actually makes the win more impressive that they could go on the road against a very good defensive team and win with Caleb Love. He was awful. I'm going to look at Cincinnati's defense on KenPom now, Mike. Cincinnati plummeted on KenPom. Their defense, I don't know. Their defense stayed the same.
What I like about this one, though, is that a compliment coming from Sheer? Nah, I don't know if that's a compliment. There's never. Ben Ron White, this guy never gives out compliments. No. This guy's a curmudgeon. This is true.
No, I try to make people around me need to be tough, and compliments make people soft.
Oh, I got to give Arsham Mizani. I got to give him. I got to give Lloyd credit. I loved that timeout when they cut it to 13. Way too many times they don't use timeouts. Those you got to use those in road environments. I thought that was a good timeout. Now, granted, Arizona would try to give the game right back to them. They didn't, though, so I will give that. I liked that timeout. Also, we need to be honest here. Drones for bones. At the same time, Cincinnati was atrocious. I mean, that was a bad performance.
I kind of nailed Cincinnati.
Hey, we both nailed Cincinnati.
Because I didn't when I said they hadn't really played anyone and all that.
Yes,
they're really. My guess is when it's all said and done, they're probably middle of the Big 12, but they're not. They're not the 16th best team in the country.
Ben White, you agree with Sheer on this one?
Yeah, I mean, you just watch the way they shot today. I mean, they finished 5 for 25. They could have easily finished under 18%. They have really no guys who can make shots, and it just seems like everything that they tried to do in offense just looked difficult. I mean, there were times there in the second half where they made it closer, forcing some turnovers and getting out in the fast break, and I get all that. But when they were running their offense, it was just very much let's swing the ball around the perimeter. Let's try to nail a 3-point shot, or let's try to get the ball to the corner of the elbow and let's miss that. I mean, offensively, it's one of the worst teams I've seen all year. It's not even close.
Now, Mike, I do want you to admit something here.
No.
Cincinnati went 5 of 25 from 3, but I think a little bit more of that was it. Yes, they're not a great shooting team, but I actually thought Arizona's 3-point defense was really good today. Most of those were contested.
I agree. Hey, you can't see what I'm doing, but I'm like, is this like the dance move that people do? Like what is it? Oh, I agree with it. Arizona actually defended the 3 well today, and the white guy that we were worried about going off, he did not go off. So again, that was something I was concerned.
Yeah, I mean, what do you finish with? 9 points? That's great. The only guy that really was Skillings, but we knew Skillings was good. Skillings is just good.
Skillings was cooking. Like, get it, skillet?
No, that's pretty bad. I was hoping you would make a Jizzle joke.
Yes. Oh no, Jizzle James. We will talk about Jizzle James before the show is over. But this team, again, I just don't know. At this stage of the game, they're just going to do some really silly things out there. I think that's fair to say. And those turnovers, those were not forced turnovers that are just going back the other way for dunks. And that's right how they got right back in the game, despite the fact that Arizona also at the same time, how do I put this? Wasn't necessarily playing its best players.
What was the question?
No, there's no question. Yes, there was no question. Go ahead.
Now you're voguing.
Yeah. I'm used to doing the wave, so now I'm just trying to do this. But it just wasn't. I mean, that's just always going to be there. It's but at the same point, though, it's still a win. That's all I care about, though. At the end of the day, is that we're talking about a win. And Arizona, let's be honest here. Arizona is probably a little bit better than their record indicates. I think that's fair to say at this point, guys.
Yeah, I mean, look, is Arizona a top 10 team in the country? No.
Yeah, hit the like button. Hit the like button, everybody. Tina, thank you. Hit the like button. Come on.
Are they a bad team like a lot of Arizona fans assumed? No, they're not. And they're going to have bad losses this year. And they're going to have some really good wins. And they're probably going to make the tournament, I think. Because at the end of the day, the good wins will outweigh everything else. But
who was it that told you was it on Twitter or on Wildcat Authority where somebody said that they won't win one road conference game in the Big 12?
Oh yeah, I was thinking about that.
You got to find that.
1.5.
Oh, all right. Well, you're halfway there.
You call people out, so you should post who's.
Are we sure that wasn't Cody? No, I'm just teasing.
No.
Yeah, I don't think it was Cody.
Cody probably agreed with it.
Yes, it wasn't Cody James Martin. All right. So anyways, also, I got to give a shout out. I don't know if you guys could see it or not, but that Cincinnati student section, very interesting. Did you see them?
They were good. And they were
yeah, I liked them. They were total dorks, and I liked it, man. I could totally have seen myself being in that environment at some point.
Yeah, we knew someone there, and he said that the student crowd was great.
Yes,
it was
exactly.
fun. But you know what's really cool? And this gets me every time, even though it's been happening forever. When Arizona goes on the road, like this is Cincinnati, right? It's not like there's a huge Arizona falling, right? And then the game's ending.
Paul Volpe was there. What are you talking about?
Yeah, and in the game's ending, and you get those U of A chants. Like it's still to this day just cool as hell to hear when the opposing team's walking off the court, Emoy's ripping off his clothing, Paul Volpe's going nuts, and the U of A chants.
Bruce couldn't care less.
Dude, should we tell people what Bruce told us?
Yeah,
we told Bruce we were going to get him a LeBron interview, and he basically said, "I don't really care about LeBron interview."
It was like okay,
okay.
Yeah, all right. Well, there's
Bruce is like, I don't have time for LeBron.
Can you imagine? Is there anybody that you would rather watch interview LeBron James than Bruce Pascoe?
I would pay money for a 20-minute live, like the inside the actor's studio.
Yes,
with Bruce and LeBron James. I would pay money for that.
Yes, exactly. That would be that would be very, very good. Okay. So anyways, now Arizona gets to play with a little bit of house money here, and I think that's what's exciting about this now is that now you go into that West Virginia game and you're thinking to yourself, all right, well, if Arizona can win this game, then I think you're probably in a decent spot. I mean, you're playing with a little bit of house money. We keep saying this. Split on the road, win at home. So far, Arizona is in first place in the Big 12.
Yeah, I mean, that's
good.
That's the thing. I mean, that's going to be how it is every year during these conference season stretches where you're on the road. If you can just get 1 out of 2, most of these matchups, unless it's a really bottom feeder level team, it's a win. So you've got the win today. West Virginia, to Shear's point, is a good team. They're tough. You saw what they could do when you played them in Atlantis, but at least you've had the opportunity to go up against them, so you know what needs to be corrected. I think Arizona's in a better spot with its guard play, right? I mean, Bradley, we haven't talked much about him, but you talked about Lewis doing some good breakaway stuff there in the second half. I thought some of the shots he had getting to the rim really kept Arizona in that game as well. So you've corrected and you've cleaned up some things that have been an issue, but again, you still have to worry about rebounding and a number of other things. But yeah, I mean, Arizona's in a great spot. You're 2-0 in the Big 12. If you can get to 3-0, I mean, what's there to complain about at this point?
No, there's nothing to complain about at this point. So that's what we will go with. Now, is DeVry's out? We need DeVry's out. That would be really good.
And I'm going hot take here, Mike. I'm not even waiting. Arizona's going to beat West Virginia, too. I told the people they beat Cincinnati. I got poo-pooed a little bit. But they're going to beat West Virginia also.
Hey, let me ask you this. Are we at 487 lives? Very, very good. Are we, if Arizona beats West Virginia, we're ranked again, right? We're back.
I would think so.
Would you have to assume?
Yeah. And what's up to that? UCF and then Baylor? Is that the two?
Yeah. Because who do we have after West Virginia?
I just told you, dude. I literally just said that.
UCF and Baylor?
I believe UCF at like 8:00 on Saturday night.
But is it here?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well, it better not be. It'd be like 10 or be like 11:00 in.
It's UCF and then Baylor, and then
Texas,
and then like Oklahoma State or something.
Yeah, UCF 8:00. Dude, this is awesome. Baylor here 9:00. Oh,
right.
God. At Texas Tech, at Oklahoma State, home against Colorado.
There's a lot of wins to be had. I'm just saying there's wins to be had here. That is currently doing a My Bad Luke show.
Are you of the belief that you're playing with house money now?
Yes. Yeah.
Because of what we talked about before.
Because here's what I'm worried. Here's what I thought about this. And Ben One White. And yes, we're going to get to tight end talk. Do not worry. We'll get to tight end talk before the show is over. But Ben, I thought that from the very beginning, though, that if Arizona, I needed to win one of these two games, because you look at Arizona's out of conference and it was poo. I mean, I know that you lost every game, but it was still poo. Arizona now, you win this game, and I think you can play a little bit freer. Maybe you don't have to actually defend the 3 this game. I don't know. But you're 3-0 at that point. You start looking at it, and you're like, man, we can really run some things off here.
Yeah. I mean, you're in a prime opportunity to be contending right there in the conference if you do that. There's a lot of teams that have had hiccups along the way that have played some good teams as well out of the non-conference schedule. So it's not like Arizona's the only team with 5-6 losses already on the year. So everybody's kind of even in that sense. But yeah, I mean, every game is huge, and we knew it going into the Big 12. We knew it especially early on in the year when you saw Arizona losing some of these games and learning about some of the challenges. But yeah, I mean, every game is crucial. Splits or wins, but if you can get both of these games in each one of these scenarios, it's going to be huge for this team when it comes to seeding at the end of the year, because it's not going to be easy to get a 2 or a 3 seed, to your point, especially with the losses you have and in the conference you're in. So yeah, I mean, every game matters, Mike Luke.
Yes,
West Virginia is going to be ranked. When the rankings come out Monday, West Virginia is absolutely going to be ranked.
So if Arizona beats West Virginia, don't you have to be ranked then if you beat UCF?
I think they should be.
I mean, so that's what we got to do. We got to start. We got to start pushing.
Do we really care?
Yeah, it matters. It matters. That way I can just push back on Illinois fans. That's all. That's the only reason. Also, with we need to be rooting against ASU Colorado is tonight, right?
Yeah, 4:00.
Go Buffaloes! Go Buffaloes! With that bankrupt ASU basketball roster.
I gotta look up the spread in that game.
Yeah, ASU not being able to pay its players.
Who do you think's favorite? You're a Big 12 expert.
Is it in Boulder?
I think so. Yeah.
I'll say Colorado's favored by 4.5.
You would be incorrect.
ASU,
Michael.
It's not ASU. So I'll let you.
Well,
I'm wrong. I mean, it's not ASU. What's the spread?
I would say I would say ASU -1.
5.5. ASU.
All right, well, go Buffalo. Go Buffalo.
That's a lot.
Yes, go Buffalo. Go Buffalo. Hold on. No, we're making fun of ASU WMBD. Come on. All right, we're at 497 lives. All right, now let's get to let's talk about some of these players. I like Jaden Bradley. Shear's been beating up Jaden Bradley for his performance. I tweeted out, where would this team be without Jaden Bradley? And he set up 4. Come on, dude.
Hey, it got a little hairy there, Mike. Those two
missed 2 free throws. I know, I get it.
Those were crucial free throws, but he came back.
But then he came back.
I was just joking. If he doesn't come back and do that, you're taking some heat.
Yeah, but overall, though, he's just and let's talk about this. Let's talk about this on the board, Ben One White. There are people on the board, then they're generally smarter than me, but at the same time, they're like, well, you know, we're kind of ready to move on from Jaden Bradley. I think Jaden Bradley, I love Jaden Bradley. And if you're on a team where you've got Braden Burries and possibly Carter Bryant on the perimeter, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sign me up for 2.
Yeah, I mean, he was Arizona's leading scorer tonight. I mean, he had 15. He made crucial shot after shot defensively. I think he really set the tone for what Arizona was able to do on the perimeter because, like Shear mentioned it earlier, it's not like any of those shots that Cincinnati had were easy for the most part. I mean, Arizona was locked in defensively. And you talk about having that guy at point guard that this program has lacked, who sets the tone on both ends and can score and also give you what you need on the defensive end. You've seen limitations. I mean, the list goes on and on. Boswell, Kriza are the most recent examples, but somebody like Bradley, you know, game in and game out, he may not give you 15 every single game, but he's going to give you 8, and he's going to have 2 or 3 steals, and he's going to force some turnovers and do some things that impact Arizona in whether they win or lose the game, right? I mean, he kind of was the tone setter tonight because Caleb Love wasn't feeling it from a shooting perspective. Still did finish with 12, did some other things, got to the rim, especially there in that first half, and that carried on. But yeah, I mean, Bradley is huge for this team. I mean, Arizona is not in its spot where it is right now without him. They don't win this game today, and they probably don't beat TCU either, even though I know Love carried the majority of the scoring load there, but he was just as important in the game against TCU as well.
Miss Shelby I like giving Shelby some grief. I'm making up the story about William Brad Alice, but I love Shelby Shear. She is outside of my mother and maybe Raquel. She is probably my 3rd favorite woman. Actually, I'll go with my sister. Shelby is in my Mount Rushmore of favorite women in the world, Shear. So again, you chose
Mine
well.
Too. Yeah, I like her as well.
I was going to say, is she on your Mount Rushmore of favorite women?
Yeah, she's all right. I like her.
Yes.
She's all right.
But what I like about Bradley, though, in this day and age where everybody, I need 20 shots, or I need this, or I need that, Jaden Bradley is just a low-maintenance player. I love players like that. I think it's underrated at this point. I really do, where everybody's got to have minutes or money. The dude just goes out there and balls. I mean, you know?
I mean, Mike, you played 38 minutes, but...
Well, no, but you know what I'm saying, though.
I'm just giving you crap. And as we know, great parents as well.
Yeah.
Podcast.
They listen to the podcast. They're smart people.
Yeah, smart people. I remember in, where was it last year? I don't remember, but he pulled me aside and thanked us for everything. It was LA, right? Yeah.
Yes. They're just good. They're good folks.
I didn't even realize, to be honest, that he had 15 points today.
Yeah, on 5 and 9 shooting.
Yeah, like I didn't realize. I thought he played well. I mean, clearly he played well, but I didn't realize he had 15 points. I'd like to see the assist numbers up, but I think that was also a product of Cincinnati's defense today.
All right. By the way,
they had 8 assists on 23 made buckets. That's not good enough. But
no, it's not. You want to know also why Ben One White is so much cooler than you and me? It's for this exact reason right here, my friend. WMB, the great WMB. Ben One White, Ben One. I like how it's now just Ben One. Ben One is a socialite with those tweezed eyebrows. I noticed those, Ben One White. When did you tweeze those eyebrows? I noticed that.
Oh, goodness.
I've never tweezed my eyebrows. They just get really hairy.
Oh, Brielle tweezed.
Either have I.
You've never tweezed your eyebrows? Oh, do you wax them? You wax them, don't
Me?
you? You wax them? No, Ben One White.
I tweeze and wax my eyebrows.
I do that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, either way, yeah. Sorry. Okay. Now we need
to
get back
my whole body, Mike. All of it.
Yeah. Well, duh. Ben with the goatee is beautiful. Beautiful man. Ben is a good-looking dude.
Ben's very good-looking.
For all the ladies out there, Ben One White is single. Good job. Good. You know, I'm just saying.
Ben, you want to give out your address right here? Ben, why don't you tell everyone your address?
Sign up for the private chat. We'll take care of you
the
there.
private chat, if you know what I'm talking about.
Coming next week.
I'm pretty sure Ben just said sign up for his OnlyFans right here live on air.
Yes,
Yeah.
no, exactly.
There
Ben
you
One
go.
White, actually.
Oh, Mike, we have. Go ahead, Mike. Sorry.
No, go ahead. Sorry, what do you got?
All right, you ready?
Huh?
Let's watch Mike's face during this. Josan Sinon is not in the layup line for ASU right now. He appeared to hurt his leg late against BYU, but he is nowhere to be seen. Do you think money from a streaming show would have made his leg feel better?
Yes, exactly. I'm just saying, I'm going to have a lot of fun with that agent. Now, the Super Snaps. We have done all the qualifications for YouTube. Cody James Martin is working on it. He is trying to they are coming. Hopefully Monday then. Super Snaps whenever YouTube approves it. Let's see. Mike and Michelle about to throw down over that. Who's Mike? Who's Michelle?
Your boo. Michelle Gardner.
Oh,
your honey boo boo. She's also on your Mount Rushmore of.
Michelle Gardner. I mean, yeah, seriously.
Yes,
she actually hugged me at the I think it was the Pac-12 tournament, and I said,
she's
Michelle,
not a bad person. She's just
she just shouldn't be on social media.
Yeah, she's a little strange, but she's nice. I always laugh. Right. She once congratulated Michael Lev when Arizona won, and Lev was like, "Congratulations." I don't understand.
Yeah, well, yeah. Now, Sainon, not just saying Sainon being, Sainon not being. I'm just saying.
I don't want to bet on Colorado now.
Is that fair to say that? Hey, that was a high maintenance recruitment. Is fair enough?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So high maintenance recruitment.
Yeah. All right. Everybody hit the like. By the way, the like. We're at 500 lives. This is so exciting. Okay. Now, looking ahead though, Henry Vasar is kind of we talked about this before. That Arizona, I believe in college basketball, you've got to have if you've got athletic guys that can run up and down the court and can block shots and stuff, I just believe it gives you more of a margin for error and being able to finish around the basket. Henry Vasar is that margin for error. He's everything that Tobey and Trey Townsend isn't.
He was good, man. Like he is, we give Tommy a lot of crap and all that, but he kept saying Henry's good. And 8 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists, no turnovers. I'll take 8 and 8, 10 and 8, 10 and 7, 12. You know what? I'll take around there every night and be ecstatic with it. And the one thing that is surprising me about Henry is his defense. He had 2 blocks and 2 steals. He's a legitimately good defender. In that defensive ceiling, when you have Carter at the 4 and Henry at the 5, KJ and that lineup is legit defensively.
By the way, it was pretty funny. Fran Fraschilla, actually, who I don't really like as a commentator, but he made an interesting, he was talking about Krivas, and he said, a lot of people were talking about Krivas being an NBA player. I wasn't one of them, but...
The coaches, I don't think people realize how much the coaches liked Krivas. Like, they really did have to change things when he got hurt. He really was going to be a focal point of this offense. The Krivas we saw this season was injured and all that, so we'll never really know. But they are absolutely planning on bringing him back, and they think that he is very good. But it really is interesting, the progression of Henry. Is Henry an NBA player if he keeps this up?
Ben One White.
He's an NBA. He's how they play in the NBA now.
Yes, Matthew Rain, a roommate of Ben One White and me when I was in when these two lads were undergrads and I was working on my 9th degree. But Matthew Rain, good follow on Twitter, by the way. He will be the governor of the United States, the governor of Arizona at some point if he so chooses. But where was his comment though? I'm missing it here. It was something in there, and now I can't see it. Cody, go find Matthew Rain's comments here. Oh, Kevin Woodman, Uncle Kev. Yes. I agree with Uncle Kev there. Krivas is a glacier with legs.
Yeah, I like that actually.
I mean, it's not. He just I think Krivas slow.
Is better. I think Krivas is better than people are giving him credit. But now that Henry's emerged, it's real interesting.
Yes, it is really interesting. Yes. Now we need to trade. Is Henry an NBA player? I'm just saying it becomes kind of interesting at this point.
Yeah, I'm not saying he's like a drop dead, holy crap, I need to draft him. But all of a sudden you have a 7-footer who could shoot from 3, who blocks shots, who could pass. It's not the worst.
It's not the worst I mean, it's not a comparison. A glacier moves quicker. This is fun. Love having Uncle Kevin here. Kevin the house. Ben One White. We need to have you, me, and Uncle Kev on sometime in the next couple weeks. That would be a lot of fun, Ben One White.
That'd be a fun post game.
Yeah, that would be a fun post game. Okay,
Shear's doing his due diligence at the McHale Center.
Because Shear, people are asking me about Shear is on every away game, but Shear's actually got to be a professional and be at the home games. So there's obviously that. Luke, give me credit for King Henry V. I like King Henry V. I like King Henry King Henry of Girth. King Henry the Girth.
How mad were you and I today when Toby Owaka got punished for being girthy?
Dude, that was so bad.
What do you want him to do? Not be girthy?
Yeah, exactly. What are you supposed to do?
Based on how long the refs met, you knew that they didn't want to make that call.
Yes. Also, why is Tony Padilla reffing every single Arizona basketball game this season?
I actually didn't think the refs were awful today.
No, but I get super annoyed though when you have to go to the monitor every single play.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's called.
And you get it wrong. And you get it wrong. The one with what was it? The one that went off the rim, and then it was knocked out.
The one that went off the rim made no sense. I would need
wild.
someone to explain that to me because I don't get that one at all.
Because it was also not even hit out by Arizona.
Yeah, I didn't. That's the one that I come back to where I just don't understand.
All right, now. All right, so looking forward here. This is a good win. And West Virginia is a winnable game, especially without the white guy that just shoots threes that we don't defend.
Good.
Without having him in that lineup, that is going to be good. That is a good thing. No, it's true.
Dude, he's literally got the same name as the head coach. He's the best player on the team. Come on, man.
I know
Tucker DeVries.
Hey, but he's also a mid-major guy, though, and you said that mid-major guys are never any good.
He's good. I didn't say ever. There's exceptions to every rule.
What time is that game again? At 5?
Yeah, stupid. 5 o'clock, stupid.
Hey, Ben One White, will you join us on that post game?
That's a 50-50 right there. It's 4 o'clock.
Yeah, all right. Does Ben ever stop talking? Yeah, this guy, between plucking eyebrows and he just won't stop talking.
He's averaging 15, 5, and 3 on 41% shooting. His best game of the season by far, no question. In fact, his best game of the season by 10 points was your Arizona Wildcats.
Is Mike aware that's the coach's son? Come on, Kobe L. Field. Maybe I was, maybe I wasn't. I don't know.
8 of 12. Dude, he was 8 of 12 from 3 that game.
I know, and we didn't, and almost all of them are.
And Arizona almost won.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying, if we look back at this, Ben, and we look at it, we're like, if we look back at this and like Arizona's like a 5 seed, maybe it'll be a bunch of people that were overreacting to all of this because you lost to good teams. I'm just saying.
It's possible.
West Virginia's got Arizona, pretty good, Colorado, and then they go at Houston and Iowa State. So we'll know. We'll know about Cincinnati too. Cincinnati's next 3 games are stupid.
Yes. Okay. Well, let's see here.
Brielle keeps looking at me while you're looking. Arizona women's basketball won 75-53 today, man.
Who did they play? I didn't even know they were playing until
Central Florida. Brea Cunningham actually played well and didn't foul out of the game. She had 15 points. Jada, your girl Jada, had 15. Skylar 17. That is your Arizona women's basketball segment.
Is Arizona women's basketball back?
Did they leave?
Yeah, no, that's a good point. I know, again, we need to get somebody in here that will talk Arizona women's basketball from time to time because I don't watch Arizona women's basketball very much.
You only listen to it.
I do listen to it. Yes,
make no mistake about it. We listen.
Yeah,
I listen to every game on the radio.
Do they play today? I might listen to. Oh, no, they've already played and they won, right?
Good call, Mike. Good call, Mike.
Oh, sorry about that. Yeah, sorry about that.
Brielle just called you dumb in the background.
Well, I am dumb. She's right. Okay, so now let's talk Carter Bryant. This is how do I put this? I don't want him to show too much.
It's like I don't want him to play too good.
I don't want him. This is like Ben One White. Yeah, if Ben One White goes out on the town, all the women will flock. But if we we need Ben. The reason Ben is able to stay single, though, is by staying inside more. But when he does venture out and people see the full Ben One White, women are gravitating towards him. Same with Carter Bryant.
No, this is good. Let's hear. I want to hear you. Yeah, keep this going.
Same with
This is
Carter
good.
Bryant.
Keep
We
going,
don't
yeah.
want him to be shown too much to the adoring NBA crowd. We want him to be able to come back for a second year and then go bar hopping. How about that?
I would have said that Ben is at his best at evaluating tight ends when he stays in the house and really focuses. Once in a while, he has to go out of the house to the beaches of Spain.
Yes,
and
that
look
is
for
true.
The right tight end.
How was Spain? How was Spain, Ben One White?
Oh, it's fantastic. You've been Mike Luke, you know.
I have. Everyone knows basketball is better when the players can't jump. That was funny. Yes, we will not get into that, but that was funny. Okay, now, Arizona though, we're at the point now that there's your women's basketball talk. Arizona women won, and good stuff. It's the tease chess play, Mike. Very, very true. Let's see here, but Mike, that could bite us by not playing him more. Well, I don't want him to transfer out. That's a good point. Now let's talk about Koa Pete for a second. Koa L. Pete. Hey, did you know Koa Pete's middle name is on his Twitter profile? I was so hoping it was like Lorenzo.
What is it?
It's like Stewart or like Smith or Samson or Samsonite. Samsonite. I was way off. You guys don't
Samsonite.
You guys don't get that reference at all.
That's
Anybody
a Dumb and Dumber reference.
All right, good. But Koa Pete, though, looks like Arizona is now leading for him. That is where we go. That's what we do around here. We go into Phoenix and we take their best players, win and choose. We pillage and we take. If we get, I don't know if that's right, but yes. But we get Koa Pete, though. We get Koa Pete. Again, that's just another just reminder that the brand up here, Ben, Koa Pete, what say you?
I say that, yeah. I mean, I say that Arizona is very close to landing him right here.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Timeline's very hard. I've heard anything from a week to 2 weeks to 2 months. So it's very difficult. But I would say that Arizona right now should be happy with the position that they're in.
All right, Todd Stein says, Koa, you're right. Koa is nowhere near the athlete of Gordon. Correct. But he's also got more basketball skills at the same time than Aaron Gordon.
Yeah, I don't think people realize, I think Gordon might be like a top 5 high school athlete I've covered.
It was ridiculous. But at the same time, though, he also didn't really have any basketball skills when he was here offensively, at least.
Pete is definitely more skilled. Very mature for his age. Pete.
Yeah, Pete. Oh, yeah, Pete. So there's there is no hedge there. There is no hedge. I don't know what else to say.
Yeah,
all right. Yeah, there is no hedge. All right. So if Arizona could get that would obviously, yes. And Koa has more girth as well. That is true. This is true. Let me ask you this, Ben One White. What is the overall, now that we've seen this game, we've seen, in Arizona with this new Henry Vasar, my bad Henry Vasar, hashtag my bad Henry Vasar. Where are we at now with this team and their upside? How good can this team be? Now, Shearer was saying if Arizona won, he was picking them to win the Big 12. I don't know that I'm going that far, but what do you think? The Henry Vasar, the revelation that is Henry Vasar.
Well, I think Arizona can definitely, finish, in that 3 to 4 range, right? I think that would be tremendous. If they can somehow get there in the conference. And obviously you look at maybe a 4 or 5 or a 6 seed, something like that. You get into the tournament and you make some noise. I think that would be acceptable at this point. I think it's unacceptable if this team misses the tournament. And I also think it's unrealistic if you expect them to be one of the best or the second best team in the Big 12. So there's a lot of room. I mean, it's really going to depend on, what happens in that front court, right? If Vasar continues to play at this level, if Bryant can continue to show what he's shown and be effective and be consistent, I think that's the big thing with him, because we've seen stretches where he's had a good game and then he's nowhere to be found for 2-3 games. Some of that's on him. Some of that's on Lloyd and the coaching staff not playing him. But it's an exciting team because you don't quite know exactly where they're going to finish, but at the same time, the upside is there. So I think you're in a better spot than you were, say two weeks ago. I mean, 2 weeks ago, we thought the season was over, especially after Atlantis and the way kind of everything shaped out, and Arizona blowing the big lead against UCLA. And now you see what these guys can do. You've got to have some optimism for sure.
Yes. Christopher Swierzewski. I love
It's a
that
great name.
That's another great. There's so many great names in this chat. I just wish I had one of these names. Vasar stinks. Mike Luke, I've said that many times. I was wrong. Again, that is why I am in the guest room of my house running a podcast, and he is winning on and off the court, Mr. Henry Vasar. Also, Claire Cook. There was a Claire Cook that I went to school with in fourth grade, by the way. I immediately saw it.
That's her.
I don't think so.
Yeah, she just said we did it. Claire Cook.
Who cares how? Oh, well, I don't know. I don't think it's her. But either way, she's right. We did it. Who cares how? Who cares how? That's very, very true. Everybody hit the like, by the way. Come on. Likes. Wop, wop, wop. Okay. Now, I'm just going to opine one more time about this, and then I will move on until probably like 20 minutes from now.
I was going to say, yeah, you won't move on.
No, I don't move on from anything.
I don't think I've ever seen you move on from anything.
I did. No, there was somebody that was messaging me the other day that looked like a putz. And I said, I'm going to be the bigger man and not respond. Mike, very smart. I'm a very good person. But when it comes to Trey Townsend and Tobe Awaka, I know there's a lot of girth. I get that the girth quake might not be as deep, but at the same time, I just can't have those two out there on the court. I'm fine with one. I can't have both. That, like I said, Sheer makes a good point. Ben White, what say you?
Yeah, I mean, you can't, because you saw it in this game and against better teams especially. You can't let up those type of runs and find a way to get back in, because this team is not built at all to play from behind. And it's going to be a situation where you're down by double digits. You're relying on Love or Bradley to shoot you back into that game. It's not a good way you want to go about things. So I think that they look at that. But again, I mean, we said it earlier in the show, both those guys for the majority of that game did have multiple fouls, 3 or 4 fouls for the majority of it of play. So I think that has something to do with the minutes when it comes to Bryant and Vasar not being in there more. But yeah, I mean, we've seen this show game after game. I would hope that changes are going to be made. And, if they can figure that part out, then, Arizona's going to be in a good spot in the front court, because you're pretty limited right now.
Back to the array. That's very true. Rich Herrera, a.k.a. the Big Fajita, loves when you don't hit like. Yes, hit like. Yeah, yes. Now, Emmanuel Steven, we need to talk about this. If you're going to pull his red shirt, you play it. This was a game you could have played him.
I think you could have played him. When you were up 19, I think you could have given him a couple minutes. I mean, I wouldn't have played him in the last 8 minutes, but when you're up 19 points, I really hope that, I don't know if you could play him against West Virginia.
Well, then don't.
You
that's
be able
fine.
To play him against Central Florida. There's no reason why you can't.
Well, but if you're not going to play him, then don't. This is stupid. Don't.
I agree. We agreed there. But if you pulled his red shirt, you got to play him a couple minutes here and there at least.
And the thing that I liked about it too is, here's where I keep going back to it again, is I would understand if there were people in front of him. Start him. I like AJW. Start him, baby. But at the same time, I also understand though too that if you got two dudes in Awaka and Townsend that don't do anything, I have a hard time not saying that you can't throw them out there for a few minutes. Those guys combined today, they played 38 minutes and they had 8 rebounds.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
I would. I think. Yeah, I mean, we're not saying play him 10 minutes, but what's wrong with 3 or 4 minutes today?
Oh, by the way, yes, Rudy Bastillos. The thing that I like about Anthony Del Orso is he reminds me a lot of myself as a basketball player, and I think that again, he's looking to get his. He started out, he kept us in the game early.
Dude, I thought he was going to drop 30.
Right. I mean, he kept us in the game early.
What did he play in the second half? He played
not enough.
5
not
minutes.
Enough. Yeah.
Dude, because he can't guard.
No. Yeah.
He played 15 minutes in the first half and 5 in the second, because I think they put him in and he just can't guard. And that's what I said in my breakdown for the game. I actually wouldn't even have started him. It's a horrible matchup for him. West Virginia is actually a better matchup for him.
Yes, but yeah, Rudy says can't dribble or play defense, just like Iron Mike. But he can stroke the 3 from distance, though.
You can't defend, Mike. You got a short base, low.
I mean, it depends. I can defend. I can defend better than Rudy Bastillos. That's for sure.
Yeah, you're low to the ground. You're strong. You've got girth.
Yes, exactly. No, I do. Well, I don't know. Do I count as girthy?
No, not at all.
Yeah, I don't think that I'm girth. Ben White, am I girthy?
No.
Yeah,
don't give yourself too much credit there.
yes. That is what it is. Okay. So In summation, though, let's see. I think we all agree that this is the best Arizona podcast, hands down. Very much appreciate you, Torrin Bentlich. Very much appreciate you. Okay, all right. Now, in summation here's where I'm at. A win is a win is a win. If you were to tell me before the game that we were going to be sitting here talking about this, even with the frustrations, I would have taken it every single day of the week. Yes, wop, 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 wop. And no, it's not walk, walk, walk. It's wop, 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 wop. I would take it every single day of the week, but I do still am annoyed. A lot of joiners there. I am still annoyed though by basic things, playing the wrong lineups, and again, I realize I'm not a coach. I don't care. I'm giving my opinion, and the turnovers very much annoy me.
Yeah, I mean, look, they won the game. That's at the end of the day, going on the road against a top 5 defense on KenPom and winning the game is very impressive. The good thing, and I actually find it to be a good thing, is that you also know that there's things that could be better, right? Like you won, but it's not like Arizona played their absolute best game. Fix the lineup rotations a little bit. I don't think Arizona, actually, I know Arizona did not rebound well in the second half at all. Fix that a little bit, and Arizona's going to be just fine. It was never going to be Arizona coming in there, beating the crap out of Cincinnati, and then being like, oh, okay, next game.
Yes. All right. Now, Kevin Woodman, Mr. Kevin Woodman says, I feel like I have to draw up the papers to adopt Ben. This is true. Both of you guys slum it in Orange County.
Yeah. And, well, that is true. But if you're asking my final conclusions on the game, my takeaway basically was the same as Shears there in the second half when it got tight. It was never going to be that close. I mean, Cincinnati was not shooting the ball relatively well at all. You knew that they were going to find a way to get back into it. And yeah, I mean, you're in a better spot than you were a couple of weeks ago because you see what Vasar can do. You see what Bryant can do when those lineups are out there. You see Bradley being a little bit more consistent offensively, giving you some buckets when maybe Love is having an off day or you're not getting the scoring you need from the front court. So they're in a better spot than I think a lot of us initially thought. If you can clean up the turnovers, if you can clean up the rebounding, which apparently in the second half the team didn't even try to rebound, which is another conversation in itself that we had.
Yeah, we don't need to do that.
We don't need to do that again. But yeah, I mean, you're just a couple of things away from being a decent basketball team and a team that's going to be able to contend in this conference. And if they shoot well, if they play inside out, right, and they don't shoot themselves in the foot and beat themselves in the foot, they're gonna have a chance in the majority of these conference games. It's a fun league. It's certainly not the best league in college hoops, but you could certainly say it's the most competitive just because there's going to be a lot of up and down. So it's going to be a fun time for this team.
Look at this thing. Look at that beard.
Are you bringing it back?
Yeah, wow. I think Raquel's okay with it. So again, if the missus signs off, then I will be okay with it.
Mike, you're the man in the family. It doesn't matter if she's okay with it. You tell her what you're doing.
Yeah, look at this thing. Look at this. Look at this.
I'm growing a beard.
Oh, look at mom.
Janet says no, that it's no. Never mind.
Janet's wrong. Janet is wrong. I will be
Janet's never wrong.
Yes, no, she's wrong on this one. But look at this.
Team Janet.
Look at this. Who looks better, me or Chuck Norris?
You know, I've met Chuck Norris before.
Oh, did I ever tell you the story? I got a Chuck Norris story. Do you want to hear it?
Yes. No. Yeah, sure.
Oh, it's a good story. So Chuck Norris is actually a fake good fighter. So he, I have a friend that's a Green Beret, or not a friend whose father was a Green Beret. And he was telling me about a story about when he was in Japan and Chuck Norris got his butt kicked by a martial artist blindfolded.
Okay, but did he ever take on an entire army by himself? Your friend? No. Chuck Norris has.
That's a good point. That is a good point.
That was a disappointing story. You'll redeem yourself.
Yeah, that was really lame.
I once met a good story. I liked it.
Hey Ben, have you ever heard of the Little Cafe, the breakfast place in Tarzana?
No, I have not. Should I go there?
I grew up going there. You should go there. I grew up going there. I met Chuck Norris there.
Ooh,
Chuck Norris. Okay. You know what's a great thing about? Did you ever watch Walker, Texas Ranger?
Yeah, like every episode.
That show was crap, but it was funny. Ben One White, you have not seen Walker, Texas Ranger. This is true.
I have not. No.
This is the dumbest. It was very stupid. So what he would do is he would like he would wear like the tightest Wrangler jeans ever. And because he was a Texas Ranger. I mean, they all wear tight Wranglers. And then he would like jump off of trucks and do like reverse roundhouse, like 360 kicks and like hit like knock 5 people's heads off at the same time.
There's
and
a legit chance that my dad and I saw every single episode of Walker, Texas Ranger.
Well, you were raised right.
Yeah, every episode.
Yes, exactly. I mean, no, that's a good one. I used to watch that, and I used to watch MacGyver growing up. MacGyver was really, really good.
MacGyver was good. MacGyver was good.
Yeah, but no, it was great, though. So he would do these, and he would always land, like, on his feet after doing, like, 3 LeBron 360s in the air, and the jeans were never messed up. The boots never had any dirt on it, anything like that. And it was an impressive stuff. It was a wholesome time. It was a wholesome time.
And you need to start watching it so we can have conversations about it.
Okay.
Yeah, no, you should watch it. It's very, very good. Anybody that's seen Walker, Texas Ranger knows what I am talking about. Anybody, I mean, come on.
Remember Trevette?
Oh, too? Trevette, yeah, Agent Trevette. Yes, I think he just passed.
Did he?
I think he passed a couple years ago. What was his name in real life?
I don't know. I'm gonna look it up now. I'm upset.
Yeah, Trevette.
Clarence Gilliard. Oh,
I
he
think
died in 2022.
I told you, I knew that Trevette died. I mean, yeah, I knew. I knew that Trevette died. So again, I know my
died of cancer. Thanks a lot, Mike.
I know my Walker, Texas Ranger. I already got in trouble for the Greg Gumbel inadvertent. I will not bring up Trevette.
No, we're not talking about that.
The ADHD is just out of control right now.
Because the eyes of the Ranger are upon you. That's how it. Yes. What? That was what would happen at the end of the show. They would have like the outro music, and then it would say, because the eyes of a Ranger are upon you. And it was the corniest thing ever. Ben, it was terrible acting, but it was awesome.
It's actually a very entertaining show, though.
Yes. Like I said, a kinder, gentler era. Fly Cold Guy says, Ben One White seems like a King of the Hill fan to me. I could see Ben One White liking King of the Hill.
No, it's a little too slow.
Ben is the King of the Hill.
You are. Yes.
Yeah.
Now, Luke's story reminded Shear why he had to fire him once already. Remember on the
Cody
ASU...
just texted us there's a Walker remake. No, we don't do.
No, I don't do that. No.
Chuck Norris or bust.
Yes. Yes. It was no My Little Pony. Yeah. Growing up, I watched My Little Pony as well. And Gem. Gem was like a hologram figure. Like she was a hologram action figure.
I didn't see this. I'm going to have to look this up.
Yeah. No, look up Gem. It was like,
yeah, the show is definitely off the rails.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. So on that note, though, see you guys. I'm just kidding. All right. We will be back with you. We're taking tomorrow off. Since we launched, we have done 6 shows. We will rest on Sunday.
Are we doing a Tuesday only post game?
I got to figure that one out because because here's the thing. Yeah. With the, because you only have to do, if you want on that day, you can just do post.
We'll figure it out. I'm just wondering.
Okay. Also, because at that point, though, I'm hoping that we have super snaps in. So that we can start getting money. We deserve money. I just very much appreciate all of you guys. You guys,
I don't hang out with Mike for free. If you
know. No, nobody hangs out with me for free. Why would you want to hang out with me to begin with? Ben One White knows this.
There's not enough.
Never.
Yes. All right. On that note, though, Sheer, where can they find you doing your work?
WildcatAuthority.com, the Wildcat Scoop podcast, and then I'm about to watch the last 8 seconds of TCU's up 1 against Kansas State right now.
And Ben One White, where can they find you?
You can find me at Ben One White on X or Twitter, whatever you want to call it these days.
Oh, Lisa Frank. I never got in. I didn't like Lisa Frank. I think my sister liked Lisa Frank, but I didn't like Lisa Frank. My sister, but putz. Okay. Anyways, very much appreciate you all. For Cody James Martin behind the scene. For Ben One White. For, let's see here, Jason Shear. I am merely Mike Luke. We will be back for Trevette, yes. Isn't that impressive though that I knew that immediately though?
Yeah, I'm really upset now, jerk.
Yeah, no. So there will be no remake of this. And Chuck Norris again, even though we like him, a fraud, not a good fighter. Yes, exactly. All right, we lost 100 viewers. Talk to you later. You've been listening to the AZ12 podcast. See you Monday at 10:30. Oh, hit the subscribe button and like. See you later, AZ12 podcast.